Welcome back to the online Kimekomi tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to put hands and handholds and to make handholds. It's very similar to making the head holes actually. So when you get your hands, they come in a shape like this. Actually, they're going to come a little bit longer than this. It's going to come about this. What I've done is I've actually cut off a good portion of the plastic here because, like the head, which was supposed to sit so that the chin was about even with the collar and you didn't see any of the neck, the hands usually go in far enough that only from the wrist onward show, kind of like that. So having so much extra plastic makes it so that we have to carve the hole even deeper, and that's kind of a pain. So what we're going to do, what I did already, is just use a normal kitchen knife and cut both hands evenly at about the same spot. And you can use an X-Acto knife for this too, but it tends to be solid plastic, so it tends to be a little bit easier to use something a little more heavy duty. Anyway, so we got our hands all cut. Where's my second hand here? Yeah, it's around here somewhere. Never mind. So, we got our hands cut. Oh, there it is. There we go. Nice pair of hands. And if you have a picture, you're going to want to look at it. But I'm going to get my hand. I'm going to figure out which one goes in the right hole here. And I'm going to put it down here. And like with the head, I'm going to use just a pen to trace around it here. Just so I have a rough idea of the hole. And with this doll right here did not have a hole already in it. A lot of the Mataro dolls will, but this one did not. So I pretty much have to judge where the hole goes, and I like to put it towards the top of the hand area, just because I can see that the fabric would flow more naturally over the wrist, hugging the wrist, than it would if there was a big space above the wrist. So that just feels more natural to me. Now that I've got my hole traced, I'll do the other one too. Oh, wrong hand. There we go. And just try to center it here. And again, it doesn't matter if you get it a little too big, because you're going to have to push a lot of cloth into there too. And it's going to be like the head, and we're going to try it multiple times. So there, that's where my hands are going to be. So I'm going to take my curved knife here, and I'm going to make a shallow cut, and just start chipping away, and hopefully not stab myself. Till I have a little indentation. These hands are a little bigger than the ones I'm generally doing, but that's okay. And what I also do is I sometimes just kind of push it in and give it a twist. That kind of helps drill it down a little bit. And then I can just sand down the edges. There we go. Now we got some leverage. Be very careful not to break the sleeve here, because it's fixable. It's a bit of a pain. All right, now we're going to try our hand and see if it fits. Nope, not quite wide enough. In fact, it needs to be a little wider right there where my finger is. So I'm going to use our little knife and cut a little more out there. Again, being very careful not to break stuff. Okay, so the hand actually sits in that hole now. So it's about wide enough. I think I'm going to make it just a little bit wider. But now we can start, like we did with the head, filing it down. Except I've got this nice narrow file now. This is perfect for doing hand holes with. I kind of discovered this on my own. Okay, looks like we need to make those go straight down a little more so that we have a little more leverage. Alright, looks like this not only needs to be a little deeper, but that we need to kind of carve down the sides just a little more so we can push this in. So I'm going to go ahead and drill it a little deeper. Alright. Okay, that's coming along then. And tell though that this side right here is a little bit high, so I'm going to just carve that a little bit. Again, it's kind of a scooping motion here, just very gently. Don't put your whole arm into it. That is almost perfect there. We're going to want to make it a little wider at the bottom. Because again, like the head is tapered, except that the hand is a little wider at the bottom than it is at the top. Okay, so that's about right there. See, the hand goes nicely into the socket. You can rotate it a little bit. It's just like the head. You can rotate it a little bit so that you can pose it. But there's still enough wiggle room there that you can get the cloth in as well. So that's about perfect.